Valyria, once the pinnacle of magic, dragons, and dominion, lies broken. But from the farthest reaches of Dorne, one man dares to dream of its rebirth. Lord Merrick Starfell has already taken the first steps in rebuilding the ruins of Valyrios, securing his hold on Dorne, and now searching for the one thing that could truly awaken Valyria's legacy: a dragon. Today, Merrick continues his relentless search for a dragon egg, but with the ancient dragon pit of Valyria now under his control, a new path emerges, with the chance to tame one of the wild beasts roaming the country. Dragons are no small beasts to be claimed. They are fire, fury, and death incarnate. To ride one is to dance with danger, and Merrick's first step into that dance begins now. Quickly before we dive in today, I did want to give a massive thank you to everybody who has watched and supported this series. Your comments, advice, and theories have been a huge part of getting us to this moment. Restoring Valyria is no small feat, and we have dreamt of dragons since episode 1, and we are finally on the brink. I hate pulling you out of the story for this, and I promised myself I would never do shameless 2.5-minute self-plugs at the start of every episode, but according to my analytics, it really does work. So if you're enjoying this series, please consider subscribing. We are getting very close to 2,000 subscribers on this channel, which would be incredible for me. And also, if you would like your name in the credits, access to our Discord community, and to support what I do here, don't forget to consider becoming a channel member by clicking that join button down below as well. But that's it. Back to Merrick and to dragons and danger and all that good stuff. Welcome back once again, everybody. Lord Merrick the Greedy Starfell is 52 years of age. The Starfell house has risen tremendously up the ranks, from Valyr, who founded the bastard cadet branch inside of the Dayne Dynasty, to Starfell, now not only ruling Dorne, but also multiple high lordships within Dorne as well. Merrick's investments in the economy have paid off beautifully. We are up to about 46 gold a month at the moment, continuing to upgrade all of our other holdings, and of course our newest project, the Ruin in Valyria. We are currently restoring these ruins, so they're currently abandoned, and we have 7 years left before we get them to level 2, which is rescued large-sized ruins, giving us some more levies. It will start to cost some more tax, and will continue to do so as we continue to actually restore this ruin. But for now, we are working away there, and the good news is that while it'll be expensive, our investments should cover any of those excess costs, and also it's still, at least for now, cheaper than what it would have cost to build an actual dragon pit ourselves. But because this is bordering a volcano, we have a natural dragon pit. So rather than building a dragon pit for like 2,000 gold, that would then be a drain on our resources every month forever, instead, with this natural dragon pit, it actually increases our holding taxes, as well as, of course, giving us access to the dragon pit itself, which is still empty, but we are working on that. Later on, we'll have the ability to actually restore the great black stone walls of Valyria, which, when upgraded, gives us a garrison of 8,000 men and plus 40 fort level. Then we have the Mine of the 14 Flames, worm-infested volcanic mine. The mines which previously plumbed the depths of this volcano lay empty, what remains of their timbering destroyed by fireworms and other beasts. Nonetheless, their bounty might still be extracted. But at the moment, it's making our stress significantly worse and creating a situation where it's going to take us longer to actually build in this holding. As we start to upgrade it, that starts to get a little bit better in terms of starting to give us some tax and holding taxes, and at max level is really nice. Plus 40% holding taxes, 6 tax a month, and another building slot on top of the 3 empty ones that we already have. But there should be lots for us to do over here, not to mention the fact that once we actually restore this ruin, we then also have a ton of holding slots inside of Valyrios itself. Now, a question I do have is, obviously the culture over here is High Valyrian, and the faith is the 14 Flames. Now, part of me is considering trying to convert the actual culture and faith over here to our culture. But then another part of me is like, what if eventually we move our capital over here and actually maybe even embrace the 14 Flames and High Valyrian? But we're probably not there yet. We want the ruins to be a lot more established and preferably not ruins at all by the time we make it our capital. But if we can get that mine built out, the dragon pit upgraded, some dragons in there, and then the actual walls rebuilt as well, I think it would be difficult to find a capital better than this. However, this is not a quick process. It will take time for this to be upgraded, so we'll continuously check back here every now and then, but we actually have to focus elsewhere for the time being. Primarily, I want to focus on getting Merrick to 10,000 prestige before he dies, so that we can actually fabricate a claim on a dragon egg. As per usual, most of the dragon eggs are still firmly in control of the Iron Throne and the Targaryens, but there is still some other dragon eggs here that have been inherited by Magister Ordello here. Magister Ordello is indeed blind, so theoretically, stealing these dragon eggs should be a little bit easier from an actual blind man. The good news is that to pick up more prestige, we'll have to go into diplomacy anyway, and then to actually claim the egg, we'll need accomplished forger. So we at least know exactly the direction that we want to take. The issue is that Merrick is by no means a young man, and he does only have 4 diplomacy, so we're going to maybe want to try and do some events and activities to try and actually get our diplomacy up a bit as well, because we are somewhat on the clock here. It would be very painful to get 1 away from accomplished forger and then die and then lose all that prestige. So for now, I'm going to take the Majesty focus for the +1 diplomacy and +1 prestige per month. I'm also going to have my Maester Stefan here actually do some advanced research, which will speed up our lifestyle experience by 8%. Let's actually make sure that we fill out some of these court positions as well. I know it's going to be a bit of a drain on our actual prestige at the moment, but our Master at Arms here will actually give us a bonus to diplomacy. Amazingly, we can make our court poet Lady Leonette the woman that we actually took Dorne off of. We may as well do that. She's actually also already our architect, which is great to see. We're getting some value out of her. Then we have Rhaenys here, who is an acclaimed knight. I do believe she tried to kill us once, so we now have a strong hook on her. I think it might be fitting to make her Keeper of the Cells. Or maybe not. Maybe she'll still use it to try and kill us again, but either way, it'll be interesting. Similarly, I'm going to put our tutor Aethan here also on advanced research, giving us another 10% bonus to our monthly lifestyle experience. So hopefully we can fly through the diplomacy tree. No way, my cousin Haegon the Beautiful Targaryen, who I think has a dragon? Yes, he does, Viserion. He is giving me an ancient plaque. Plus 0.04 prestige per month. You know what though, it's better than nothing, cousin. Ooh, it's Lord Barros Lannister of the Westerlands. I have heard some good things about you and I'm interested in starting a written conversation. I hope that this letter finds you willingly, for I am awaiting your swift reply. We could start exchanging letters with him to gain some opinion, or we could frame it in our hall. I think let's frame it in our hall. We'll take all the prestige we can get, and then we do also have a alliance with the Lannisters currently. I believe through one of my other sons. Is it Michael? It is Michael. Michael is married to Kellen Lannister of Astermine. Incredible. Lady Leonette is really climbing up the ranks here. She actually makes for a really good Castellan as well, a hand essentially. She actually just has some very decent stats, particularly in stewardship and diplomacy, so I can actually put her on Oversee the Realm. That's another +3 diplomacy for us, as well as another 15% monthly diplomacy lifestyle experience. So I really think that is about as many bonuses as we can get towards our lifestyle experience. Lady Leonette has invited us on a hunt. She is just popping up all over the place at the start of this episode. I suppose we could join. She does like us a lot now. She was really against us before and even in a faction against us. Slightly worrying that she does have that pressed claim on Dorne, but realistically, I think we'll be okay to join her here. Let's do it. Let's try and seal in the goodwill here. Can the Nymeros Martell family live in peace inside of Dorne without ruling it? Ooh, Rhaenys is dead. That is one of the few remaining Westerosi Valyrian 14 Flames faith people we had in our court during our last expedition to Valyria. I feel like we may come across more of them now that we're restoring ruins over there though. Okay, incredibly, the hunt was indeed successful. So we have picked up the trait Hunter, which is very, very nice. And also a Bustard Feather. Why not? The 750 prestige, though, is the real reason that we're here. And it's nice to see that Lady Leonette did not try to kill us. Traversing the dry lands on the outskirts of Nymercairn, we are suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders out for blood. Another set of riders rapidly approach from the nearby holding, led by Lady Saria. I'm very pleasantly surprised by the altruistic demeanour of the local lady, and I praise the father they arrived just in time. Saria circles back around with a victorious grin on her face. You should join us for some Pentoshi hospitality at Nymercairn. Interesting. Lady Ginny's Admiral came to our aid over here. Okay, it would be my honour. We pin you as well. We'll try and reward you for that if we can. Ooh, we've picked up the trait ill on the journey home. Hopefully we can overcome this. I think our maester does have novice physician. Yes, he does. So he should be able to get us over this. Okay, we made it home without dying at least, so that is good news. It is so difficult not to just immediately use our piety to ask for gold here. We get so much of it. Let's do it. Our zealot vassals won't like it, but there's only like 4 of them, and we have no other use of piety at the moment. Something else we could do to actually improve our diplomacy even further is actually change our patron aspect. Currently we are the warrior, which is -1 diplomacy and +1 prowess. We could actually swap over to the father here for +1 diplomacy and -1 intrigue. I think that makes the most sense, at least for now. Only 50 piety to do that as well. I'm going to continue to use this gold to reinvest in our actual holdings here. Honestly, the water mills have been incredible. The fact that they make actually building other buildings even cheaper is tremendous. And they give a bunch of tax themselves, as well as boosting the overall county. Okay, we've lost the trait ill. We're going to live for a little bit longer at least, which is great to see, because I would really love to get the 10,000 prestige. Oh, what is this? Fallen daughter. Willa Starfell is dead. Oh no, this was the daughter that we were marrying off because she was half-blind and club-footed. The conflict between Neo-John and the Mirakis family interested me little until my council summary of the Battle of Jaisbed appeared. What is these names? I knew immediately that something terrible has happened to my daughter. There amongst the dispatches it reads, we confirm Willa was killed staunchly resisting the Mirakis family skirmishers. She was slain by Master Trellio, Marshal of Magister Zilio, in a fierce encounter. I could not have saved her, but no parent should outlive their child. Trellio will not get away with this. Let me pin you, and you are going down. Declare private war? What is this? Hold on a minute. What is a private war? Oh, just straight up a war of revenge. That's incredible. So if we win, we'll actually imprison him as well. I think this is very much what we want to go for here. Now, my other daughter, Clarissa Starfell of Dorne, can marry. I think I may actually marry her off to Aladar Stone here, son of Lord Hugo. Obviously a bastard given the Stone name, but Starfell will never take strong issue with that given our founder. Incredibly, they will actually agree to a matrilineal marriage as well. However, I don't think we'll do a matrilineal marriage because she has club-footed and we'd rather get some of the negative traits out of the family rather than reinforcing them inside of it. No harm in ensuring that alliance with the Vale though. It's kind of enabled us to focus so much on gold because we haven't had to build out our army to max strength because we've had so many allies all the time. Saying that though, it does very much feel like famous last words, but thus far it's worked great. Alright, let's go, let's do it. While we're waiting, let's declare our private war of revenge against Magister Trellio here. Enemy ally joins war. The King of Pentos. Was not expecting that. Still not that strong though. We still should be fine. We need the world to know that you cannot just kill a Starfell and get away with it. Let's grab the army. We will head over here and then just work our way through Pentos for the time being. Oh, a curse undone. The twists and turns of fate have not always been to my advantage. The father knows that I was cursed the day I met Master Trellio. Today, however, that curse has been lifted. He is dead. Succumb to fatal apoplexy. Well, that's an awful shame. We didn't get to finish the war, but at least we sent a message. In other news, though, we have managed to get the ruins up to rescued. Next, we'll be going for recovering. That's another 644 gold, and we are now losing another 4 gold a month with the rescued level. That's perfectly fine though. We are still at about 36 gold a month. No issues there. The shares in the bank are down to 32 gold a share, which is very depressing considering when we first got involved with the bank, those shares were 70 gold. Now, something else that I often forget to do that I don't want to forget this time is Euros is our heir. He's 36 years of age. But what I often end up neglecting is the actual grandchildren. In this case, Merrick Starfell, who is Euros's son. I might actually invite him into court. I'll pay for his travel expense. No, I won't. I'll just use a hook because he'll come by himself. But I'm going to use a hook to get him into our court and just try and keep an eye on him. I'm going to remove Euros as his guardian as well. And then what we're going to try and do is educate him with our wife once again, and we'll try once more to actually convert culture to see if we can make Merrick Westerosi Valyrian, considering that it failed with Euros. The Targaryens, back to their own tricks. They've once again rescinded my appointment as Master of Coin to the Iron Throne. Somebody did make the point that we could try and negotiate our actual contract here and get council rights guaranteed. We would need a hook or some favors with the actual king, though, that we don't currently have. We swayed him for the longest time. He loves us, but he's already snubbed us and said no to us twice. Also, our actual house legitimacy in control of Dorne is flying up at the moment. We're already at 40%, almost halfway there. We have enough gold once again to restore the ruins to level 3, 714 gold, and it's going to start costing us more gold per month, but we will continue. Oh boy, there it is, 59 years of age, and Merrick the Greedy is now infirm. Honestly, I don't know if we'll live long enough to get the 10,000 prestige that we actually need, but that's fine. We've already achieved more than enough with Merrick, and we can make that Euros' goal to actually get a dragon egg. Actually, wait a minute. I completely forgot that we have a dragon pit now, so I can actually just look at some wild dragons and see if we can tame them. What's the risk if we're close to death anyway? Let's see, dragons, show me the world's dragons, wild dragons, and then for example, Myr here. Yeah, look at this, bond with dragon, predicted to be very easy. Oh, did I just start that? No, I didn't. Okay, so it would become a scheme, so we can try and bond before we actually try to tame. There's obviously quite a few dragons to choose from. I feel like Myr might be a good starting point though, because he is also cooperative. Let's do it. Let's start the scheme. Let's see if we can make this happen. Oh, okay. So we can actually see now what our success chance is. So we have a base of minus 50. He's a wild dragon, so it's minus 25. We have similar personality, which gives plus 20. But his temperament and taming chance is giving us another minus 4. And then, of course, what we work so hard for, the dragon blood, is giving us 25. Presumably, if both of our parents had dragon blood, that would take us up to 50, I think. But either way, I don't think we can bond with Myr, but maybe we can find a dragon that is actually easier to tame. So let's see, they have temperament, which is their general disposition and attitude. Positive values indicate a more sociable dragon, and a negative temperament is a more wild and willful beast. A dragon's temperament will be affected by their education, personality, and experiences. We then have Draconic Dread, which is the dread that a dragon rather than a ruler possesses. It represents the intrinsic fear that the creature strikes into the hearts of men. While largely reflecting the dragon's size, it can also be affected by its personality and deeds. Combat effectiveness is what it says on the tin. It's a measure of how effective they are in combat. Largely affected by size, can be influenced by traits and the experience of its dragon rider. And then, of course, we have its actual size as well, greatly affecting its combat effectiveness, draconic dread, and taming chance. It never stops growing, but the rate at which they grow slows with age. Dragons kept in a man-made dragon pit will grow slower than those that grow in a wild or natural dragon pit, which we have. We ideally want to find a young dragon that has a decent temperament. Green Comet is interesting. All of its actual traits do increase its taming chance. It has a decent temperament, but it is unfortunately a malformed drake, which is a major health penalty, and it gives it a reduction in size. Hey, so bonding with Green Comet seems a lot better. The taming chance is giving us 32, temperament 10, similar personality 20, and then dragon blood 25. So that is only a 12% success chance, but let's see. Meanwhile, the King of the Iron Throne offers us the position of Master of Whisperers. I'm surprised you're giving that to me with my 4 intrigue, but okay. Oh, look at this. The first time ever in this run that we've even seen a dragon and our character in the same frame. Dragons are as much the scions of old Valyria as the children of House Targaryen, and the blood of that doomed land still courses through Green Comet's veins. It is not a mere happenstance that for centuries, perhaps millennia, dragons have heeded commands in but one language, High Valyrian. While I have worked through the rudimentary Valyrian phrases with Green Comet, Suves to fly, Rybas to listen, Mazis to heal, I wonder if he would appreciate hearing more Valyrian from me, and not just commands. Just as many Stone Dornish children are read fables during their infancy to distract and educate them, perhaps Green Comet might also enjoy my reading. It is a straight up 50-50. It could prove fruitful, giving us another plus 5% success chance, or it could give us a minus 5 success chance. Let's do it, come on. I begin reading to Green Comet from an old book of fables, which I've spent the better part of the last day painstakingly translating into the Valyrian tongue. I tell him of the warrior, Queen Nymeria's fated voyage from Rhine to Dorne. I regale him with the exploits of Artis the Falcon Knight and the many labourers of Brandon the Builder. I lose myself in the telling of the tales, my words dripping with the poetic liquid beauty of well-spoken High Valyrian. It's like me with my commentaries. By the time I reach the book's end, the sun has set on Old Castle. Though Green Comet is but a dragon, and I know he understood few to none of my words, he seems to have appreciated the attention, and now snores contentedly just an arm-span away. One day, stories will be written of us too, and Valyrian proves fruitful, plus 5%. A snake at court. I am heading for my chambers to enjoy some blessed sleep when I hear a faint rustle from a window. Just the wind, I think, until the wind starts to speak. Clarissa, open up my spring blossom. It is I, Bradwin. I push the shutters open, and lo and behold, a man has climbed up to Clarissa's window. It is Lord Bradwin. Clarissa is who we just betrothed to Aladar Stone. What did you just call my daughter, you debaucher? Characters close to Clarissa who dislike adultery lose 30 opinion of Brandon. We've also just finished ancestral claims here, so we can use the de jure Cassius Belli, and we can press multiple claims for another character in a single war. The short range duration is reduced, as well as title creation cost. Very nice. That is actually everything inside of the Steel Age here, and I'm pretty sure we have everything else picked up as well. Now we wait for the High Steel Age, which is not available. I assume it eventually becomes available. I feel like in the base game it gives you the year here that you have to wait for, but maybe not. Let's see. Oh my word. It was at 17% and ticking up, and then suddenly a bond forged. Green Comet is mine. They say no one can know the heart of a dragon, but Green Comet has seen mine, and he has found it worthy. We are bonded now, a union of blood and flesh and fire. From Starfall to the Shadowlands beyond the Shy, let it be known that I, Lord Merrick of Dorne, claim the dragon Green Comet as my own. Let the knights of House Starfell rejoice, for a new dragon rises. The stars remember. That is absolutely incredible. So long as I draw breath, I will never forget this day. Green Comet has joined your court, and you have become Green Comet's Dragon Rider. We did it, folks! My nerves bristle as I tread closer to Green Comet, each step requiring a bit more metal than the last. As I pull a nervous sheep by my side, in the darkness I hear Green Comet before I see him, and he seems to smell me and his meal in turn. He approaches from the shadows until we are staring each other down, sniffing me in the air around me before he turns his attention to the now panicked lamb. Quickly, I draw my knife across the animal's neck, backing away to offer the corpse to the dragon. Seeming to understand, Green Comet lets loose a blazing flame that sets the sheep's body alight. Then he snaps his jaw to feed on the charred remains. Between bites, Green Comet sniffs at me again, approaching calmly, as if to allow me to pet him. I accept your offer, Green Comet, and I gain the trait Dragon Rider. There it is, Green Comet's Rider. We get more decisions up here. Conduct the terror campaign. Let's see it, let's see it. There he is. Let's see, grandparent Quicksilver, parent is Maelys the Red Queen, and then two siblings in Cyrax and Seasmoke. Past rider was Lady Alira Tully of the Riverlands. I think I remember when Green Comet first took to the skies years ago. What is a terror campaign? As a rider of a great dragon, it is for me to decide how it is to be used in warfare. Though often their use has historically been restricted to enemy armies, there is nothing stopping me from using it to lay waste to my enemy civilian population. We'll begin a draconic terror campaign, damaging all provinces around you when you are at war. Such wanton destruction will cause extreme anger in your enemies and more scrupulous allies both. Interesting. Okay, and then we can also choose to not use him in war. Now that we're actually bonded with him and he is tamed, we do have the ability not to rename him because he's not 14. We could deepen bond though. I am curious what exactly that would give us. Let's attempt it anyway, just even to see. Like 95% chance, that should be absolutely fine. And for the first time ever, our levy symbol glows orange because we actually have a tamed dragon belonging to us inside of the realm. Okay, let's do it. Let's ride Green Comet. This could be a bad idea. We are 61 years of age and infirm, but it has to be done. We will lose stress and it may increase the bond with the dragon. Let's do it. There it is. Look at us. Green Comet purrs with anticipation as I climb into his saddle. The connection with him is something I feel nowhere else, and with an unspoken command, we are airborne. Green Comet roars in approval as I pull the reins back, driving him higher and higher. We climb as if we pulled upwards by the gods themselves, and then break into silence. The only sound is the wind rushing over wings. Up here above the clouds with the sun on my face, I am free. Free from duty, free from worry, and free from all earthly burdens. I feel what I know every dragon rider has felt. The keen desire to keep flying, beyond the known world, endlessly chasing the horizon. What a tremendous moment for Merrick to have before he actually dies of old age. So either way, we're going to lose stress. We'll gain different levels of trait experience in the actual bond. Oh, it's actually... Is Green Comet's rider, is this actually my bond? Oh, it is. Okay, so when we're a dragon rider, +1 martial, +1 prestige, plus 50% monthly prestige, 30% dread gain, +10 natural dread, vassal opinion +10, and legitimacy gain +25%. Then there's 3 levels to dragon training. Going to help our actual battle rolls and combat effectiveness of the dragon, as well as dread. Let us practice our aerial maneuvers. I don't think Merrick will have the chance to ride Green Comet in battle, but why not? That is actually incredible though. To be honest, I completely forgot about the fact, and even while talking about it, that we had a dragon pit and could now go and tame dragons. All of that work to make sure we kept dragon blood in the family ended up sticking to us. I did not think, especially when he became infirm, that Merrick would ever see a dragon egg, let alone a dragon, but we've actually gone and done it. So now what I'm going to have to get used to is trying whenever I can to get even more dragons inside of our actual dragon pit. Seemingly, I can't just actually go and like recruit or tame any other dragon now that I am bonded. But I do wonder, when I die, will Green Comet just be loose? Or since we have a dragon pit, will he just go in there? I also thought that we would get the ability to actually have a dragon keeper court position. Maybe not though. Do we have to upgrade it maybe? Oh, never mind, never mind. I did not see these new decisions. The Dragon Keepers are very much a thing, and we can appoint Tartarak's Dragon Keepers. Incredibly, all we are missing is that Valyria is not a ruin holding, and we are already on the way to restoring Valyria. So once it's restored, we can actually appoint these Dragon Keepers, which is tremendous. We can also now set ourselves the goal of becoming a dragon riding house. I believe this gives tons of bonuses to our entire family for the rest of the game in terms of actually riding dragons, and to do it, we need 5 or more living members of our house being dragon riders. Realistically, I think the best way to get to that is to get a ton of eggs and dragons in the dragon pit. Ideally, dragons that can even lay eggs, and then try and actually make them bond with our children as they grow up, just like the way that the Targaryens do currently. So interestingly, the event to actually deepen our bond with Green Comet seems to consistently give us different events that are some are just percentage based, like you could just attempt to spend time with them and see if it works. We can also spend a lot of gold every now and then to either give him treats or flocks of sheep. It's quite expensive, but I think when we are a young man, or even Uros possibly, and we start to actually tame some dragons, we'll want to make sure that we are consistently deepening our bond all the time. We also need a new Maester, so I've sent a Raven to Old Town. Let's see who they give us. Maester Barthagan here. Very nice, actually. Mastermind Philosopher, Renowned Physician, Journaler, Maester, and Traveler. 30 learning. Welcome. King Maelys took us off of being the Master of Whisperers and now wants us to be the actual hand to the king. We will graciously accept. With that though, I am going to leave this episode here. Merrick is now the hand of the king. He's 63 years old and infirm, but he's actually managed to Tame a dragon. Green Comet, the first ever dragon inside of House Starfell, and Valyr, the poet sand, wherever he is smiling on Merrick and the house he founded. Valyria will be restored, dragon eggs will be hatched, and ultimately Starfell will become a dragon riding family. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, as always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Help us get that 2k subscriber number. A massive shout out as always to all of our channel members helping to support the channel and everything that I do here. If you would like to support the channel, click that join button down below. You'll get access to the Discord as well as your name in the outro credits like this. And speaking of, a very special shout out to our Emperor's Hands tier in Faustbread and Batch Plays. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.